Okay, let me give you a brief background.
Okay.
Our forex market has two segments. The banking financial system, which controls about 80% of the transactions. Then the forex and the black market, which controls about 20%. Unfortunately, the second group are the most volatile, most noisy. So, the least noise, then you hear a lot of these complaints happening. The banks have assured us, and I have spoken with my bankers. I've also dealt in some of these forex transactions. If you have an account and you want to import and you have all the documentation, there is no problem. There's no limit as to how much you can pay. I mean, your invoice that can be honored. It is those who want physical cash. That is where the problem is. And even for those who want physical cash, if you have deposited physical cash, you have access to your money. But it's those who don't have accounts and have not deposited physical cash, yet they want physical cash. That is where the problem is. And unfortunately for our brothers and sisters, Guta and the rest, they prefer to transact with cash. They don't want to use the banking system because when you do that, then government can track the value of your import, so you pay the appropriate taxes. So they prefer to deal on the black market, deal in physical cash, where it is about under invoicing and all this can happen. So they beat how much tax they pay. So that is the problem. I don't think there is a shortage of forex on the market. It is those who want physical cash, those who don't want to deal with the banking system. Where in the world do you trade in cash? You want to do huge sums of cash. So let's educate our people to use the banking system. We say we are moving cashless, and you want to trade in forex, you want to trade in CDs, you want to carry huge sums of cash on you. It is not safe. So let's educate our members, let's educate people on the proper use of forex.
Well, Professor Quartey, just by way of clarification, I mean, you say that 80% through the banks and then 20 through the forex bureau and the black market. Some say that the real dollar is in the black market and the forex bureau.
That is not true. You speak with Bank of Ghana officials, they will tell you the real volume happens in the banking system. Unless, of course, there's another ground economy, informal economy, which you and I cannot estimate. But what the central bank has oversight over, what is in our books, shows that about 80% happens within the banking system.
Great, but I mean, Professor Quartey, there are those, and I've seen messages, okay? I've seen messages, and someone just sent me a message. He's mentioned, even the banks, for instance, says we deal with SWIFT from the banks. For the past couple of weeks, you cannot even get 200,000 transfer from them in a week. And he's listed the banks, but I'm not going to mention the name, the names of these banks.
Yeah, I'll be surprised that is the case, because I have engaged my bankers and they have denied that this is happening. That once you deal with them, you receive your forex and you want to transact, you have an invoice and we have the right documentation, they don't have any problem transferring money. So maybe it's a particular problem with that bank.
Well, I mean, that could also be part of the challenge, because the fear of many is that there are some people who look at personalities. So if you know somebody within the system, you place a call, they tell you no problem. But that is actually not the situation for the others. And for these persons who have sent me their messages, they are large, huge importers in this country.
Well, if you're a huge importer and your proceeds, I mean, when you sell, your proceeds are sent to the bank, are deposited with the bank. I don't foresee this problem happening. I don't know. For me, it beats my imagination how that would happen.
Okay. Prof, thank you very much for your intervention this morning. We're very glad that you made time to join us.